Hello, I am Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. Welcome back to another round of street vlogging, and we are here again. And you know what we are going to be discussing? Guess what? So we are a homeland channel geared towards making our homeland a prosperous homeland, a homeland fit for purpose, a homeland that everybody should be proud of. That's why we are here doing what we are doing, and with your support, we keep on marching stronger and stronger, and we keep on moving faster in development trajectory. And this will continue helping us in the overall goal of making our homeland a livable and a prosperous homeland. So that's why we are here. So before we start our discussion today, remember to like and comment, share and subscribe. I'm so Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. Good morning wherever you are joining us, and good afternoon and good evening and good night, depending on your geographical location. So we are going to be doing the part 2 of what we started yesterday. What some guys were talking about, that Soludo or Anambra State government need to invest at least 70% of its revenue in Onitsha. That Gov.Soludo need to heavily invest in Onitsha to actually bring the city to even think about talking about Dubai, Taiwan. So the part 1, we basically talked about the discussion on the leisure and the hotels tourism. How he said that the components are already there, but the willingness, the drive must be upped. That Soludo need to wake up quickly, so in order to realize this objective. So that's exactly. But today, what are we talking about? He talked about investing heavily in tree planting and making sure that the vegetative side of the city is, maintained, and the overall environmental well-being. Said that the government need to invest on the environment, because if you look at the environment at the moment, it look pretty not that good, because of lack of investment and lack of real policy formulation to get the environment, to look modern and to look friendly, that will actually change the perception, the negative perception of this great city. So what are we talking about tree planting? Let me give you an example. Some years ago, we did a vlog, because some guys said that Onitsha needs over 3 million trees in order to scratch the surface, to get the city breathing again, to make the city look healthy and look environmental friendly. So some people, I think after that video, some people were asking me, 3 million trees, how can that be possible? I said to them that basically the person is even saying more than 30 million trees. So it's quite possible, considering at the moment you are looking at a block of concrete everywhere, and looking at the dusty side of things and how hot the whole place is becoming because of lack of trees and vegetation, and how the roads are being filled with sand dunes, and because the whole area are not grassed. In a seen society, you don't leave the soil bare like that. You just make a policy that every front area must be grassed, so that there won't be issue of sand, getting into the roads, getting into the streets. So that's exactly. And with this operation of planting of trees, basically the whole city will basically start breathing again, and the whole city will bring a vibe that will actually attract foreigners and mega rich people to come into that city. Remember, when we talk about Onitsha, we're not talking about that little tiny enclave. We are talking about the greater Onitsha region, which involves or includes Obaru, Onitsha North, Onitsha South, Idemili North, and Oyi local government. These 5 key local governments made up the greater Onitsha region. And if the government is quite serious, in 6 months alone, you will see the impact of this. Because a policy of, each house must have at least 5 trees on it. That if you don't do that, the government will collect 50,000 naira every month from you. So immediately you make that law, you see all the house owners, they will now bring 5 trees in each house. And that 5 trees, when you calculate it, it will translate into millions immediately, instantly. So this one, another one is that the government should encourage open gardens, open areas, turning them into gardens, into forests, wooded lands, and also the road sides. All the road sides must be occupied by tree. The markets, public space, schools must be made to have not less than 40 to 50 trees in them. There must be minimum either 40 or 50 or 100. So churches must be encouraged that they must have trees in the churches, unless they will be paying 100,000 every month to the government. These are policies that you make, and immediately you make these policies, what will happen is that you can see the change will immediately come. And with other policies like government encouraging the estates that are mostly or green estates, awards on them, that maybe the state will be doing every 6 months or every 3 months. The most green estates will be rewarded by this. They might be doing 1 to 5. So, and the prizes will be given, and the green tree planting will be encouraged in schools and taught as lessons that people need to plant. At the same time, this will also create economy. We talked about this channel in one of the country where the mayor of a certain city decided to grow the economy by planting, forcing people to plant pawpaw. Each yard was planting between 5 to 10 pawpaws, and suddenly industry started springing up. We talked about this. These are things that the government should do and make sure that things are going. And this will actually create the economy, because every time you hear people saying there's no job, these are little things that will help to bring about millions of jobs and create productive economy. Remember, some of these trees will be economic trees. In the banks of River Niger, the government can plant millions of coconuts and palms that will actually help to make the city to look marvelous. Some of those areas they are talking about erosion can actually be turned into forest or woodlands. So, and now the streets need to be swept, need to be totally swept. So a law will be made that each of the house, you must keep your house clean, unless you have a fine of between 10 to 20,000 every month. Once the government inspectors come to inspect the house, they must inspect the house maybe every week or every month they must come unannounced and check. Once they find out that the place is dirty, the fines must be put in place. So government heavily investing in Onitsha will actually improve the city and make the city a livable one. I do believe that Onitsha can be Dubai we are looking for. It can be Taiwan we are looking for. It can be the African Dubai, Taiwan. It can be Kigali, where we create these open spaces with seats where people will go and sit along the trees and all those things. And the alleyways will be created where the cycle people will move around under the canopy of trees. These are things that they are not rocket science. It just need a determined leader to do all those things. I don't know what you think about that, but whatever you think, remember that you need to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm still Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. Thank you for joining again. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you, and see you in the next one. Have a wonderful time. Bye.